Hello and welcome everyone out there. We're now live for the Kyoto 150 race. So if you watched yesterday's racing, there have been quite a few races, in fact 5 races, all on demand if you like to watch them. And those races are now the basement for how the starting lineup for this very special race is formed. We're going to have 6 rows of 4 cars and a 7th row of only 3 cars. So the method how to start this race is very interesting and unique. A real unique race, using those XRGs. And currently we're seeing how the grid is set. But first of all, showing you row 1. Row 1, we have Phil Diaz in the number 9 car on the inside row. Then we've got Jack Sedgwick in row 2, on the 2nd spot in row 1. The 3rd spot in row 1 is for Robin Friscops, and the most outside spot on row 1 has Oscar Hardwick. Jumping now to row 2. We do have Gablowski on the inside of this row. Then Isaac Price right next to him. Then we've got Krzyżanowski in the number 100 car on P7. And last but not least, Jarl Tyen on the outside spot in row 2. Now row 3, that is Letterello, sorry, he corrected me yesterday, so I tried to pronounce it correctly today. He's on the inside of row 3. Martin Capel on the next spot in 12th. Sorry, in 11th. In 12th we have... It's a bit complicated. We've got Mariluto. Then on the furthest spot, Campas, he's in P12, I believe. TV director is a bit confused here, and well, it confuses me, so who's not confused? Then we jump into the 3rd row. Bjornsson takes the inside of the 3rd row, 4th row, yeah, 4th row. Then we've got Stephen Martin next to him. Don Alec in the 2nd, in the inner outside line, and on the very outside line we've got Polish for PLZ. Then we've got Alexis. Next to him is Ronnie Kronpusch, Rui Pinto, and last but not least, Greg Thielesen. That's row 5. Row 6. Row 6 inside is Molina. Then next to him it is well, moment please. Next to him is Caracas, then Vdorviats, and to his outside Holmberg. Final row, there we've got Kagash, Sjöblom, and Laszlo, and that are the 27 cars who qualified for today's race. And those cars will try the 4 wide start. Oh, and there was a slight mistake by race administration. They accidentally swapped Isaac Price and Stephen Martin the wrong order. Okay, some problems with TV director. Trying to get them sorted right now. Now the onboards work, so now we should get underway without any more problems. You see this massive grid. The idea for this event was designed by Phil Diaz. And Phil Diaz is one car you can't see, and now you can, on the very inside. He earned pole position. Two pace laps, and then we go racing for 82 laps, 82 oval laps. This will be massive, not only because of how this race started, but also because of those cars. Those cars really can't survive on this track without at least one other car. But we've seen up to 8 cars doing a tango or whatever massive draft train already in the pre-qualifying session, and also today before the race. So, big event. Caution rules state that every caution lap counts to the distance, except if there is a green-white checkered situation. If you're familiar with how NASCAR works, you should know that if the race would end in the caution, there is at least at least 3 tries of getting this race finished on the green. Now we're about to start this race. Safety car is going to do another lap. Okay, the pace car is about to dive into the pit lane. And we got racing right after this pace car dives in. There it dives. So the first ever Kyoto 150 will be started. Right now, green flag is out. And safety cars already deployed. Something happened there in the back. Pinto and Mariluto are already spun and have some damage, at least some minor. And cosmetical, yeah. Let's wait how the field sorts out, because they are still multi-wide. Let's take a look at what happened there at the start. So let's watch what happened there. There comes the green flag. Oh boy, is this tight. Then he makes contact and spins, but luckily only Pinto and only Pinto and Vdoviat seemed to be involved. Everyone else got away without damage, it seems. So let's do a quick rundown. We've got Fildius in the lead, followed by Gabalowski, Friskops, Hartwig, Krzyzanowski, Letterello, then Sedgwick, Tyne, Capel, Price, Campos, Björnsen, Alexic, Pulish, Molina, Caracas and Martin, Sjöblom, Kronpash, Thielsen, Holmberg, Laszlo, Kagash, Donalik, Doviat, Mariluto and Pinto. Now the field is doubling up because the restarts will be done in double file like in NASCAR. Cars are coming to the line. And the safeguard will dive into the pit lane every minute. Now.
Green flag.
And the green is out again, but I've seen someone spinning there and back. But we stay green. No real spinner. Staying green through turn 1. Someone on the apron, and then there is a big one. Letterello involved. The yellow is on the speedway again. Holmberg involved and Pulish involved. Let's take a brief look at what happened there. So here we take a look at the what happened in this accident. It happens a bit further in front. So right off the start, Letterello is in the middle. Then Campos gets loose and Isaac Price touches him, and Kronpush was also involved in this. That was really a multi-reason collision. Taking a look on board with Caracas, and we see that suddenly it happens.
One left to green, racers double file. One left to green, racers double file.
So the racers are told to double file up again. Next restart at the end of this lap. See some cars not doubling up yet. So both WW cars are leading this race. First Cops and Fordius.
Green flag, green flag.
we've got cars spinning at the back, but not enough to cause a caution yet. End of the first green flag lap of this race, already still some cars 4 wide, and the tango begins through the banking of the oval. Oh, and what happened to First Cops? He's currently down to 10th. We saw him in the background wiggling through the apron, over the apron. But as of now, most of the field is single file while Dorian's timed out. Contact between Kampas and Sedgwick. But now, first of all, I'm pleased to introduce you my co-commentator. He is Loris Matonis, and he will help me commentating through the race.
Hello, good evening everyone.
So, you watched the race from the start. What was your impression of the first, yellow bit of the race?
The first part of the race, the first safety car reminded me of the Kyoto 250, which is the similar race to this, only with faster cars. And last edition of Kyoto 250 started the same, I think. It was safety car on lap 1. So to be honest, I expected that, as the grid is rather full grid, a lot of close racing, so yeah, but now it seems to be settling down. There are cars working with each other, so it should be it now should be stable for some laps until the pit stop starts.
So you expect pit stops to be made? There is no mandatory pit stop in this race, but still?
Depends on the strategy. If they choose to start less fuel and try to just have a lot more speed difference, but I don't think it's smart. I'm not sure how much tires...
Oh, and there's a crash! Kampas involved, and we were live on it, and that is no caution yet. There it is. Safety car deployed. Sometimes there's a slight delay in the system calling the cautions, so this can happen quite easily.
Leaders in turn 3, safety car, leaders in turn 3.
So, another caution, but at least we've already seen some green flag laps. So, how did you like the initial race start, by the way, as I have you just in the booth?
Oh, it was close. I did expect Phil Diaz to come in front, which he did successfully. He's now leading the race, so not a lot of surprises, but it's working as it should be, I think.
And what did you think of when you saw those cars turning into turn 1 4 wide?
That was a bit scary moment. I do just try to imagine how the drivers should be feeling going 4 wide into turn 1 in the Kyoto oval. So yeah, it should be scary. As well, I think it was scary for the race director, as he should should have been expecting for a big crash there, as it happened later.
So I try to take a look at what happened. It's always a bit difficult to do replays in Luffer speed. So going helicopter view with compass. He's behind Stephen Martin. Stephen Martin was... Oh, okay. So Pulish actually drove down to Stephen Martin. So Pulish drove down to Stephen Martin, and while Stephen could barely control his car, Pulish spun and then collected compass. This actually caused this caution. Showing it once more now from the perspective of Stephen Martin. There he passes compass to his right, and then Pulish goes also high there, and he dives to the inside of Pulish, but Pulish doesn't see him, and while he can continue driving, in the background Pulish collects compass.
So we have a message from our race director that the safety car will go in this lap, and the race will be restarted.
So perfect timing, actually.
Indeed.
Did you watch the replay also via stream?
Yes, I did.
You some things to say about it, or?
Just a close racing accident. It's usual in oval. From what experience I have in oval racing with XRT and XRG, this is really possible thing to happen, so nothing new. Just more spatial awareness for Polish, I think, would be better. But yeah.
Well, I guess awareness is always a crucial point about oval racing, not only in these cars, but also in the FO8.
Indeed.
So safety car's going to dive into pit lane again.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, Robin Frescott spinning. Safety car.
And
oh,
the caution is
crash.
out once more. A big one, well, another big one.
Safety car just pull up on track and wait.
The
But
safety car of the evening.
Well, on the bright side, we don't have seen anyone flipped yet. So, Let's see what happened this time. So there we see the cars approaching. Then there was a touch by Marilito, and well, the rest was just, well, just Constantina. So here, looking through the back window, green flag is out, and then Marilito touches him here, and he goes flying, takes Yaltine with him. And we've got some cars in the pit lane. Here Tagash drives in. Kronposch, Holmberg, Kampas and Marilito have also pitted. Kagashi using a design from actually the V8 supercars, the Australian touring car series, or GT series. Steered biker who has to do some laps today. I guess all laps he did not have to do yesterday are now coming over him. We're seeing the WW car.
One left green, racers, one to green. Double file, please. Double file, please.
Race director orders the field to double up, as you've heard. And we've got the number 42 Oscar Hardwick. Field actually having quite tension to be aside of the safety car. As you look, the safety car is one lane higher than the race cars actually. Safety car tries to stick to this middle line, the broken line at least. Actually, and the safety car dives in every second now. And we're about to restart this race.
Green flag! Green flag!
caution is out again. So we've seen Greg Thieleson spinning there, but after that Kapal and Laszlo also spun. Another caution on the speedway. So, like yesterday, you can post questions in the actual thread about the stream. You find it under in the official forum under General Live Speed Discussion. There is the New Dimension Racing's Winter Event 2011, Kyoto 150 live on NDR TV, that's the headline. And yeah, there you can post your insane questions if you like. And even if they are not insane, you may to ask them, post them. So first I tried to show you what happened to Greg Thieleson, what happened to him actually. He simply spun off. That's rather odd, to be honest. On board with him. And then he's... Well, he shifted into fourth and then... Very strange. Looks like lag actually. Now over to the others involved to cause this caution. There's been Thieleson. And I was on the wrong car? Well, we've got time, I guess. So. So we see him being 4 wide and Yartine turns in. Capel is pushed down, takes... Yeah, he took... So here we see Tyan going through to the outside. There. And then he comes down. This is slow motion, by the way. In the background we see Thieleson turning away. Tyan comes down and Capel hits Hardwick. Sedgwick, sorry. Sedgwick, and Sedgwick hits Caracas, who made a godlike save there. I must say that, because those cars are really not easy to save. And then Yartine takes Laszlo with him and Capel takes Pinter with him. Then we see them spinning all over the place. Oh, I guess I will hear some something about calling Sedgwick Hardwick.
Ouch.
Anyways. Back for the restart. Hardwick in the lead, so it's fitting quite a bit.
Green flag, green flag.
So that was beautiful restart lap, actually. We stayed green, although Laszlo had quite some incident.
Isaac prices out in the lead. Four-way drafting with Phil Diaz, Miloš Karbolevsky and Osko Haduk.
The problem about 4-car drafting is that the cars get very unstable. It is hard enough with 2 cars, but with 4 cars it really needs some teamwork. But if you can get it working, then it's really fast.
Since we all know how drafting works in LFS, do we?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Laszlo causing again a yellow flag, again spinning out in the final turn. But as he's nearly last, just Alpine behind him, this won't cause a caution. And now look at this pack racing. That's for 10th position. And there is contact, Steve Martin! Steve Martin got spun and...
Yellow 3, yellow 3.
That's the next caution. But we saw live what happened there. Steve Martin was simply spun around, and once you spin on the oval, you either hit the inside or the outside retaining wall. If you're lucky. If you're not lucky, you hit some other cars on your way to the inside or to the outside wall. Have you seen who the other car was, by the way?
Bullinch, I think, and Steve Martin.
Ah. So
Bullinch gets hit into the back of his car while driving on the safety car by Yuri Laszlo, I think. So crash under yellow. For car that has just had an accident while racing. Bad luck for Mr. Bullinch from Players Zone.
yeah, For a moment I thought he would dive into the pit lane. I know that was Steve Martin, both having white cars, so it's sometimes hard to tell.
Or sometimes it's just a tactic by the drivers to fake their entries into the pit lane and just it's kind of joke.
But sometimes it works, and sometimes it even works too good. We've seen it in the past that a whole bunch of cars, when ordered to go through the pit lane, doesn't go through the pit lane behind the safety car because they think that is just a joke by the guy in front of them.
Yep.
So the cars are doubled up again. And the restart signal will again be shouted out by Jonathan Palmer, our race director.
Green flag, green flag.
Seems like the racers get used to the situation. Oh, contact between both independent racing made cars, but oh boy, because there was a lag spike again, this could have ended differently. The whole bunch of cars near to the back of the grid, still in, well, big formation. Further up we've got a 5-car battle for 10th position. Naruto, Caracas, Kampat, Alexic, and Littorello. Oh no, Kagash is also involved in this. But as I said it, the group split into one group of 3 cars. We are just seeing here with Kagash, Naruto and Caracas, and behind Kampat and Alexic. Looks pretty, well, a bit sorted now. Won't talk about out anything good yet, because I know the curse of the commentator would strike once I said it. Especially in the oval races, I tend to be cursed, or my words tend to be cursed. If you remember the 2009 Kyoto 500, I said that those tires of those Fragmaster cars look very thin, and in the next moment they popped up and two of the Fragmaster cars... Oh, and Yaltine spins! But stays on the track. Gets the car turned actually in front of the wall and now can continue racing, staying green.
This will take some time for him to catch up the field. It's in this car.
Well, I think he will wait for another caution. Even if he's lapped, I guess he will be lucky dog, or so. It is not too bad. He only lost a bit of track position. So, up in front we've now got a battle of three cars. Isaac Price, Phil Diaz and Janowski. Jumping on board with Janowski just to give you an impression how much these cars are moving. And if you watched here Phil Diaz, he always has a slight drift in that corner. Slight drift could be deadly in the Big Brother in the XRTs through turn 3, because turn 3 seems to be the hardest turn. Diverse in the bigger cars, and the only problem in these little brothers is to keep the drafting intact through that turn. Drafting, the most important topic in oval racing. At least on the speedways, and whoa! You always see those wiggling, and Caracas causes a yellow flag. Okay, nothing bad happened there, green flag stays out. Just a local yellow.
There's a group of 5 cars battling for 14th position. Oh, and spin there. Commentators, jinx. Crash in T1.
But green is still out, Holmberg spun. And we stay green.
Well, everyone managed to avoid this. No bigger accidents there, so we stayed green.
I mean, with those cars, this is a policy you can really live with.
Yep.
Those cars are not really that fast, so if someone spins, there's a bigger chance to avoid the spinner. Someone off over the grass, that's Molina. He returns to the racing surface, but that was scary. He can continue racing, didn't hit anyone else, but lost massive amount of momentum. is the blinkers.
Now I see that second group of people that are fighting for 4th and 6th positions. They have changed their tactics, because before they were just drafting, 3-way drafting, and now they chose the 3-way bomb drafting, which should work more here better, as the group in front using. So we'll see if this helps them to catch the leader's group.
It looks a bit like that. I mean, just optically, I think the gap melted down a bit. Galewski with the fastest lap of 53.61. Now where's the world record again? Isn't it a 54.9 something?
I'll get back to you with that soon.
Yes,
between the first two groups is really getting away. Oh, Miloš Karbolevski with a little lag spike.
Cross flag, halfway point.
and we reached halfway mark.
So we'll see if the second group will manage to catch the leaders, and if we'll see. Oh,
Yellow front stretch, yellow front stretch.
Yellow flag is out. There we've got Bjornsson.
Leader turn 2, safety car.
So now this safety car changes everything, because the second group will now catch the leaders, and we'll see if we'll have a new group of leaders, or if these 6 drivers
Guy,
will
you may
work
come up on
together.
track.
Because we start up a file, those
Well, you're
groups
set
are
to start
even
very
torn apart. Because you are in the restart, you're behind a different car than you used to be drafting with in the green stretch we had. In the background here we saw Stephen Martin having a solo spin. That was a lucky catch on this replay. So now we take a look at Bjornsson. So Björnsson star! Okay, that was just simply drafting that gone wrong. Capel tried to work with Björnsson and Björnsson simply spun away due to a bump. So on board with Capel, then he simply turns into the wall. Nothing to do there. So, and some cars have been to pit lane. We see Pulish was in pits, Laszlo, Björnsson,
Tyan.
and Martin, Stephen Martin.
Yes. Safety car in this lap, so we'll restart the race.
Field is doubling up. Well, we've got a question we may quickly answer. Why there is a yellow flag called out after every crash, and well, it isn't called out after every crash, but every crash which has the danger of getting a big one. Well, those crashes are yellowed, and this is really necessary in the oval racing. So, Phil Diaz takes the lead as restart is on the way. And we've got a spinner.
Yes, we have a spinner.
Yellow turn 2, yellow turn 2.
Hilson.
Thieleson was spinning.
Heavy damage for Hilson. Rear right damper arm almost smashed.
It was a big contact with the wall.
As well as Yuri Laszlo. I think he just hit him because he didn't see him spinning. And just suddenly the car appeared spinning and he just got picked up.
Looking now from the helicopter perspective. I have a feeling what happens. Oh yeah, Kapow bumps in. Him, oh, he nearly, oh. Alright, oh, there's the reason we got the damage from. So... First he got a bump by Capel. So the second caution, which was initially caused by Capel bumping someone. So here we see Capel. There's the bump. He nearly spins through the field. Somehow he can keep it on the line. And then, well, Thieleson seems to not realize Capel was to his inside after he managed to catch the car. This caused him to spin. Sjöblom got collected. Also Pulish got collected. Björnsson, Pinto, and Laszlo, well, he couldn't avoid him, and then he actually caused Thieleson to... his contact with him caused Thieleson to fly over the track into the wall and causing the big damage.
I'm not sure what's going on here. We have Alexic, who had, I think, a blue screen, or just something popping up, because he just drove right into the wall in turn 3, lost some positions, and now he gained those positions back, so we hear a lot of horns honking, a lot of people that are not happy with his actions, retaking his position. But I think if anyone is not happy about that, they will report it after the race.
Yes, and that can be very, very hurting penalties.
Yeah.
Yes. If I'm right, Jaltain once lost a race due to such a decision. It was an Elvis card. I believe it was him. Especially as sometimes the decisions can't be made live on the server and have to go at the green table after the race. But now the restart, full Diaz on the inside pole, Krzyżanowski on the outside, row 1.
Green flag, green flag.
Nearly a spin by Molina. But lap 1 after the restart survived.
And some really close racing in the front back, especially Caracas, Frisco's, and Ooh, Caracas. He almost spun.
Very close racing indeed.
Homba! Crash. That's the point.
And Stephen Martin and Laszlo. And yellow.
And yellow. Yeah, it was lost by Mr. Holmberg from Independent Racing Mate. I saw him driving right across some car and turn 3 right into the wall and spinning. Might be a pop-up as well.
30 laps remaining.
It's always a problem with pop-ups and stuff like that. Well, you can compare it if suddenly in your real-life car the electronic devices fail, then you are sometimes not really able to control the car. That causes accidents.
We have an official note from race direction that car 155, that's
Alexich.
That's Alexis. He'll be issued a drive-through penalty after restart for overtaking on the previous safety car, which we mentioned before on the stream. And the race director is reminding racers that if you lose positions under safety car by failing under safety car speeds, you may not retake this position. And 4 cars diving into the pit lane. That's Holmberg, Bjornsson, Steve Martin and Yuri Laszlo.
So most likely repairing the damage from the accident. Well, I try to search for the accident through the enlarging. Okay, so Holmberg was on the lowest lane, and then he clipped the front edge of Molina, and thereby he spun around and collected Bjornsson and Stephen Martin, and Stephen Martin collected Rui Pinto. That might have been also something to do with lag. If you're racing for centimeters, it can easily happen in a racing sim. The one or the other may say it even happened on iRacing, but that is not really approved yet. So, Sedgwick and Hartwig are on the front row for the restart. So the guys I mixed up earlier are now back united. The 88 and the 42.
We'll have safety car in this lap. And we'll see if this could be the last safety car until the end of the race. Hopefully.
That would be great. The less race administration has to do, the nicer the racing is.
Exactly.
So the best thing for a race administrator is that the racing is boring, so nothing happens to him. So he doesn't have to do anything. That means the racing is good. Safety car in pit lane.
Green flag, green flag.
And a crash, a big crash in the back. With campers involved, and oh my god, how many cars are involved?
You're the last look pointing in the wrong direction.
Sjöblom, Kron, Push, Pinto, Björnsen, Laszlo. So that happens when a car starts to spin right in the middle of the pack. There's really nothing you can do about it. I mean, you could, but well. So we jump into the temp MPR. Even though we have had that many cautions so far, if I look at how many cars are still driving, we've only had one retirement so far. That was because of a timeout. So, watching Thieleson from above. Okay, it is Kampaj who spun through the field. After contact with Letterallo. And then it just happens. Again, such big incidents are always problematic. Here we see Kagash, who had some problems with lag, and he joined the apron and was quite a bit back when the accident happens.
Safety car
From the on board, we simply see what happens there, and what a giant move it was by him to avoid Thieleson. Safety car in this lap. So steered bike is burning some fuel there. So the safety car is going to turn into pit lane, and Phil Diaz and Oscar Hartwig are now leading the race. Oscar Hartwig on the inside line.
Green flag, green flag. Yellow turn two, yellow turn two.
What a huge
And
flash.
again, yes, again a huge one. Cars are all over the place,
Same people though.
because it happened, well, to the tail of the field. And mostly at the end of the field there are those cars which had a crash earlier. Johnson already dives into the pit lane. He will get an end of the line penalty, because pits are closed.
Interesting fact, race leader Oscar Hadwick has already done 63 laps today, and the safety car driver Stuart Baker has done exactly half of it, that's 33 laps.
Well, we've seen already worse races in over-racing, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Kyoto Speedways 400 of last year, if I recall it correctly. There was quite a bad ratio. So, watching from above. Through turn 2 it works. Then on the backstretch something happens. At least I found the something. The something was a Laterallo who shot across the field. He's using the draft of Krzyżanowski. A little bump there, and then he gets touched by Dolalik. This causes this mayhem, and cars are all over the place. Well, it can go wrong. Safety car in this lap. And Oscar Hartwig still leader. So, some people seem to be horny here. At least they are on the horn sometimes. Anyways, restart is on. The green flag flies. So, first lap after the restart. Hardwick in front of Friskop, Sedgwick, Tyne, Caracos, Gablowski, Merlito, and Alexic gets the drive-through penalty.
For actions that we all know he did.
Yes, for overtaking on the safety car actually. Just to get this complete.
He's not in this lap to serve his penalty. Wonder if he knows how many laps he has according to the NDR sporting code to serve the drive-through penalty.
3 laps, yeah, it must be 3 laps, because it usually was 10 minutes, but now it's 3 laps because of whatever reason. Big pack racing from 16th to 20th. With 17 to go. Oh, contact, but both
Okay,
cars.
155 is one more lap to service penalty.
So what we've seen there was Kagash and Kronkush, who nearly crashed. The contact both were sliding over the finish straight into the kink. Ooh, that was a dive by Kagash. Very brave move there. And contact, and Thieleson keeps it. So, car 155 gets now a stop and go penalty. So, he was not in pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty. If he now failed to serve his stop and go penalty within 3 laps, his scoring will be stopped. That means in the official results, all laps he drives between now, between the
He's
moment
entering
the
the
score.
lane.
Oh yeah, it is. He is. So, no problem. Woo! Bit unstable, and in the pit lane entry, and he Too fast in the pit lane entry. But now I'm finally in the pit lane. So now serving his stop and go
Ooh.
penalty. Did he roll? Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, he rolled.
Okay, some people in Live for Speed still don't know that a stop and go penalty given by in the Live for Speed system means a 10-second stop and go, not just a stop and go. It thrills me. Wow. I don't know what to say about that. It happens like in every league race. I have the feeling. I've seen it in World Nations League, I think. World League Nations, however it is called, which is finished, and Serbia was crowned as champion this weekend. Congrats to Serbia, by the way. Anyways, we've seen it there, we've seen it in even in GTAL and GT2 World Series. And there he is in for another try, the legend driver. He'll be the first driver one lap down. And he gets a stop and go penalty for being too fast on the pit lane entry. So, this can take a while until he is finally
Done with serving penalties.
yes, correctly. So from front 3, the front 3 became a front 2 with Hardwick and first cops. Okay. So 11 laps to go and we've got the battle for the lead. At least, well, not battle for the lead actually, but how the two leaders get away from the rest of the pack. And if you watched the races yesterday, there was plenty of action in the King in the last lap, when two cars battling it for the win. Yesterday there was one photo finish, one finish within 1/100th of a second.
10 laps remaining, 10.
So there comes Alexic out of the pit lane. And now quite some laps behind. 10 laps to go. You've heard the race administrator Jonathan Palmer saying that. So first cuts leads in front of Hardwick, then Sedgwick in third position, Caracas in fourth. He quite made some progress up. He qualified through the last chance qualifier, so he was right at the back of the grid at the start of the race. Yaltine in 5th, working together with Krzyzanowski and Mariluto. Then Gablowski, Phil Diaz and Isaac Price forming up a group of 3. Silblom in 11th, working with Stephen Martin. Donalik alone, then Capel and Campas coming up. Both of them have been involved in incidents already. Kronpush spun, but we keep it green. He's on the apron. We keep it green. Especially for both leaders, it was lucky that he kept the car in the right direction after the spin. So here is Pulish all by himself in 16th. 17th is Molina. 18th Kagash. 19th Letterello, and Jack Sedgwick timed out. So Jack Sedgwick is out. He was up in the top 10. Oh boy. That's quite an upset for him. Holmberg in 19th. Thieleson in 20th. 21st is Björnsson now. Yes, Björnsson, the car in front of him is Alexic. Then we've got Pinto here in 22nd, Kronpush in 23rd, Laszlo in 24th, and Alexic is a few laps down already. And here we got the 2 leaders, 6 laps to go. I bet those 2 up in front will start praying that no caution will come out. Those behind those 2 will pray let a caution come out.
Five laps to go. 5.
Laps, let's watch the gap between the 2 up in front and the 4 following. It seems to be too big, that from my perspective. So I don't think Mariluto, Karakas and Krzyzanowski will be close in enough to fight for the win if this one stays green. Especially not when the group breaks apart. Four laps. 3 laps even remaining after the end of this one. What must go through the heads of those 2 in front? 2 seconds between them and the following group. That means, actually, you cannot gain 2 seconds within 3 laps. So those two will make up the winner for the first Kyoto 150 if this stays green. On board with first cops. 2 to go at the end of this one.
Laps remaining. 2.
And the gap between them and the following group even larger. So this cake is baked and eaten, at least for those in P3 and following. But those two up in front, they will make the winner here. And there they come, there's a car in the wall! Who's that? Phil Diaz in the wall, he's down to 9th. But
White flag, final lap.
white flag is out. The next flag will end the race. If a yellow comes out, the race is done. And if they cross the line, the race is done. Now they start fighting, and Hardwick takes the inside line. Chris Cops keeps following him. Now the backstretch and into turn 3. Who will take the inside line? Who will take the outside line? Pretty conservative there through turn 3, and now Hardwick stays to the bottom. Gablowski causes a yellow, but this doesn't matter. And advantage for Friskops. This will be to go to the line. Friskops has it. Friskops wins the Kyoto 150. Second for Oscar Hardwick. Leading that many laps, then only come in as second, that much third. Nice finish to this race. So, for the first time in quite a few years, Phil Diaz is not on the podium of an NDR oval race, at least with closed roof. Nice finish, and look at those celebrations by Friskops. That he causes yellow flags doesn't matter at all. He finished the race, he's the winner of the race. So, I would love the result, but I don't have it. Oh well, wait a minute. Celebration lap for Robin Friskops there. So, nice spin there. So, going through the results. Robin Friscups wins in front of Oscar Hardwick and Mariluto. Those three will make up the podium. Characters in 4th, Isaac Price in 5th, Yaltine in 6th, Krasinowski in 7th, Phil Diaz in 8th, Gablowski in 9th, 10th is Dolanik, 11th Kapal, 12th Kampash, 13th Stephen Martin, 14th Sioblom, 15th Pulish, 16th Homburg, 17th Letterello, 18th Kagash, 19th Molina, 20th Thieleson, 21st Björnsson, and 22nd Krontush, and Rui Pinto in 23rd position. Last but not least, there are Laszlo in 24th and Alexic in 25th. So let's take a look whether we can get the race winner into the commentary booth for an interview. So we wait.
User was moved to your channel.
So now, here in the commentary booth with me, here is the race winner, the first ever Kyoto 150 winner. Welcome, Robin Friskups.
Thanks.
So, how would you describe your race today?
Well, it was quite eventful actually. I started third on the first row and had an okay start. I think I was fifth during the first caution. But then I got stuck on the outside in a later caution, which made me just drop back. Then I got involved in an accident which sent me down to 9th, but I just kept climbing up, and then I was at the lead towards the last caution.
How did you manage the last lap? What did you think? Did you have any strategy, or did you just drive?
At the beginning, at first we were 3 cars that were bumping. Me, Jack and Oscar. But then Jack dropped back and Oscar didn't want to go get him, so it just was us two up there battling. And then Oscar said on TeamSpeak, like, can you go in front of, behind me a few laps so I can cool down my tires? And I was like, okay. So I stayed behind, and I knew that it's better to be behind for the last lap. I saw that in the heat race where a guy was behind me and he almost didn't get my draft in the last corner, but he still was really close to getting me in the last turn.
Robin, do you feel that this kind of event, a one-time event, could have a success in the future?
Yeah, definitely.
That's a short answer.
Yeah. How do you feel about the competition? Where there only that group of 6 people that were fighting in the front 2 groups, or you would feel that the all grid was competitive and could fight for the win?
I felt like it was more towards the top guys that were fighting for the win, because usually they were better at bump drafting and stuff like that, and bump drafting is a key to success at this kind of racing.
So, I think that's all. If you like, you can now say some words in Swedish if you like. Addressing all people about the race, addressing people at home who might watch or might not watch, but watch it later on YouTube. Also.
I don't really have anything to say in Swedish.
Really nothing?
Good race.
Ja. Det var bra race och det var skoj. Och tack alla som har kollat på streamen. Och alla som har raceat.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it. Thanks for you stepping up here in the booth and answering our few questions. Great racing on track by you. Congratulations for your win.
Thank you.
So So, that's about everything said about the first oval race of the season, which was supposed to be the last oval race of the season, but well. Anyways, thank you for watching outside. Next oval race, at least on the server, it was already advertised by Corny, a Kyoto 400 race by Realistic NASCAR. Might look into what they deliver, I don't know. Just saw it on the server being advertised. Next oval race by NDR will be the traditional Kyoto 250. In about 2 months, I guess. It's January, it will be in March again, yeah, 2 months.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course. Everyone should look forward to that. The bigger cars, those cars which handle even more delicate, especially through turn 3. So, that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a good night still. If you want, go to some party. It's still early in some parts of Europe. And I say so long. This is Thiele Falkenberg.
And this is Lorinas Montañez.
So take care and goodbye.
Bye bye.